Victor D'Amico was a noted pioneer of a child-centered pedagogy that helped to shape art education as we know it today. The 1900 World's Fair in Paris featured progressive education techniques in its exhibitions by showcasing concepts of learning by doing and exploring beyond the classroom walls. As of 1910, 2 million children were working in factories instead of attending school. To increase attendance, progressive reformers lobbied for the government to implement policies to ban child labor and make schooling compulsory for all children. In 1929, the MoMA opened and sought to connect contemporary arts to the daily lives of people and to encourage an appreciation of and understanding of art in our time. Victor D'Amico was appointed the director of the education department at the MoMA in 1937. The pilot program began as 4 high school classes a week that were taught at the museum by artist teachers. The art classes at the MoMA were created by age group to meet each student at a developmentally appropriate level, and all children were treated the same regardless of natural talent. D'Amico also believed that students should be given absolute freedom in a structured environment. In addition to the courses, the MoMA hosted special events based on community needs, circulated visual teaching materials to 10 New York City public high schools, and operated the Young People's Gallery. One of D'Amico's most groundbreaking programs was the Children's Holiday Carnival of Art. This was an annual event that occurred during the Christmas season and was based off of scientific principles of child psychology and theories on creative growth. The carnival was open to children ages 4 to 12 and consisted of 2 main areas. The inspiration area featured toys, paintings, and sculptures by modern artists, and the studio area was full of multiple mediums for the children to freely create. Educators from all over the world were inspired by the carnival. In 1958, the Children's Carnival was renamed the Children's Creative Center and was included in the U.S. Pavilion at the World's Fair in Brussels as an example of American creativity and freedom. Another way that D'Amico sought to bring art into the everyday lives of individuals was through the television series Through the Enchanted Gate. Over the course of 2 seasons, the show featured progressive teaching techniques for creative development. The show was filmed live with a diverse group of children ages 3 to 10, which was revolutionary for the time, as the 1954 Brown versus Board of Education decision had not yet come to pass. It was not without difficulties that progressive educators attempted to bring D'Amico's ideals into their classrooms. Art educators struggled with relinquishing direct control of instruction, and public schools faced multiple challenges that private schools did not, such as large class sizes, a lack of art spaces, and strict budget constraints. Throughout these years, the MoMA's education department flourished under D'Amico. The department grew from the 10 high schools that it began with in 1937 to 50 New York City public high schools. Each school received visual materials every month of the school year that benefited both students and staff. The program was only available to New York City schools, however. The concepts and units have been reproduced by other school systems and have paved the way for the development of art education as we know it today. While D'Amico advocated that the experience of creating is the goal of art education, not the final product, today's philosophy tends to focus heavily on the quality of work instead of on the quality of the learning experience. We often see stereotypical imitation-based artwork on display at student shows. While it is distressing that art education is still very much imitation-based, Kenneth Lansing believed it was not the fault of the teachers themselves, but of the education programs that train the teachers at the college level. For an educator to be effective in systematically changing the way art curriculum has been taught, they need to be taught the solutions themselves. While D'Amico and the MoMA were providing teacher education, this was only available in New York City and not nationwide. Victor D'Amico's progressive, child-centered pedagogy has the ability to allow art education to evolve into a practice that serves the whole child, creatively and developmentally. Creative educators of today have the responsibility to ensure that all students are being provided with the ideal environment to learn through exploration and play. The Committee on Art Education, founded under D'Amico's directorship, is a national organization of art teachers who have come together in favor of better teaching methods. Through organizations such as these, educators have access to resources that can not only aid us in returning art to creative expression, but to making art an essential element to all educational focuses.